about the principles of insurance. In a contract of insurance, other than fulfilling the basic requirements of a valid contract, or let us say if it is whether it is regarding proposal acceptance or the free consent, competencies of both the parties, the insurer and insured, or any lawful objects, they must also fulfill some fundamental principles of insurance. That is what I'm going to explain in today's class. If we see here in this class slide, we have 7 principles of utmost good faith. Then we have principle of insurable interest, principle of indemnity, principle of contribution, subrogation, loss minimization, or let us say mitigation of loss, and then we have principle of causa proxima, the proximate cause. So these are the 7 principles. Let us begin with our first one, that is principle of utmost good faith. Now, principle of utmost good faith, it tells that there should be, both the parties, they should trust each other. Otherwise, the contract becomes invalidated. There shouldn't be any fraud on behalf of any of the parties. Both the parties, they should disclose all the material facts which are relevant to the contract on their behalf. And in case if such faith is missing, the contract is not valid at all. So that is about principle of utmost good faith. Then we have principle of insurable interest. It's a precondition because of which this contract of insurance becomes valid. Insurable interest means the person who is taking the policy, he or she should have a proper interest in taking that particular insurance. Unless such a contract becomes wavering, unpredictable, and is not valid and cannot be enforced in the court of law. So that is why it is said that the person who is getting the insurance policy should have the insurable interest in the property or the life on whatever he is going to take the insurance. For example, husband, he may take the he might have the insurable interest in his own life or in the wife's life. Likewise, a banker might have insurable interest in the properties which are mortgaged by his lenders. So that is about insurable interest. Again, the interest of people vary. Like here in this example, if you see, the banker's interest in taking insurance is different, and the husband's insurable interest could be different. So that is about the principle of insurable interest. Then we have principle of indemnity. Indemnity means it is a security which makes the loss into good. Good in the sense, why insurance is actually taken is to overcome the unpredictable loss that is that might arise. So that is why it is said that indemnity it makes good the loss, nothing more than the actual loss. So the insurance it is an indemnity is a guarantee or assurance to put the insured in the same position in which he was before this uncertain event has happened. And so that was about the principle of indemnity. And also this indemnity, it is only applicable to the insurances other than life insurance. Okay, because life insurance, it cannot be measured, and indemnity can be only used where the insured can measure the loss actually through mitigation by providing the actual loss that has happened. So that is about indemnity. Then we have principle of contribution. Principle of contribution, it tells that the amount the amount of loss, it could be shared by all the insurers. It means that an insured person, if he has taken more than a policy, he can take the proportionate amount from other insurances can also be taken. The amount which each insurer has to contribute to the cost of loss when the loss is covered by 2 or more insurers. It means that a person who has taken insurance with 2 or more companies, when the loss arises, he cannot take this loss to each and every company and take the amount, but this loss can be divided among those insurance companies, and the insured could be paid accordingly, could be compensated accordingly for the actual loss. So that was about principle of contribution. If we speak about principle of subrogation, it is also called as doctrine of rights substitution. It means that once the insurance company, it releases the amount, whatever leftover uh, business is there, that will be leftover property, that affected property is there, the right of ownership will be passed to the insurer companies. For example, let us take that because of some fire accident, a business has claimed fire insurance, and after that insurance amount is cleared, whatever remains from that fire are left out, that will be taken up by the insurance company. So that is what the principle of subrogation tells about. So then we have principle of mitigation of loss. Now this principle, it is related to minimizing or decreasing the severity of the loss. It means that when the insured, whoever is claiming for the insurance, he or she is supposed to show the actual amount, and then should not put more amount into it and give it to the insurance company. They should reduce the severity, the seriousness, or the painfulness of anything happening out of. So such steps should be taken so that they can minimize the loss, and uh, which could have been done by any person who is not insured. So that is what principle of mitigation of loss tells us about. Then we have proximate cause. Proximate cause means the actual cause which has happened, uh, that should be determined, and this proximate cause, it is also called as causa proxima. It's a Latin term, and again it is concerned with how the loss or damage has actually happened. Mostly proximate cause is used in marine insurance, where there are various reasons why the what could be the cause. When we are speaking about marine insurance, it could be piracy or sea dacoits, it could be accident, burning or collision of ship, or any other reason. So it is about proximate cause. So the most important point to note is that the proximate cause is the nearest cause and not a remote cause. Means, for example, if I have just said the fire accident, to find out how that fire has taken place in the organization, is it during the short circuit or any other reason. So proximate cause means approximately what could have been the cause of the damage, or the accident, or the incident which has taken place. So this was about various principles of insurance. Dear students, thank you so much for listening to the class today. Hope you all have understood. Already I have sent 2 PPTs, and wish